The river water in Zhongpan County, Aba Prefecture, Sichuan, has suddenly turned red. A netizen shared this strange phenomenon in a video that spread on the internet on May 30th. The blood-red color of the rushing river has captured the attention of Chinese netizens and instilled fear in many people. Over the years, paranormal phenomena have continuously appeared in China, such as the blood moon, the sky suddenly turning red, or snow falling in the summer. In traditional Chinese culture, strange phenomena are believed to signal the end of a government's fortunes due to past evil deeds. On May 31st, the Songpan Ecological Environment Bureau, along with the Songpan County Water Affairs Bureau, stated that they had tested river water samples and found no unusual results. They confirmed that the levels of heavy metals in the water samples did not exceed the standards, and that the river water doesn't have a negative impact on people's health. The agency also stated that they will invite experts to conduct further investigation and determine the source of this unusual phenomenon. Many internet users expressed disbelief in the government's water sample testing results. Some people said officials should drink the river water samples to prove they are not poisonous.
Now, one of the driest places on the planet is about to experience an exceptionally rare downpour. The Sahara Desert is expected to see record amounts of rain in the next 2 weeks, with some areas of the parched desert set to receive 5 times their average rainfall for August and for September. And that could trigger flooding elsewhere in North Africa. I'm joined on the set to hear more about this by our environment editor, Valerie de Camp. And Valerie, first of all, this certainly sounds unusual. Tell us why this is happening.
Well, it is a very rare weather phenomenon. The Sahara receives little to no rainfall at all every single year. And when it does rain, it's an average of 3 inches per year. And so when some parts of the region are expected to see 5 times that average, I mean, if you add that up, it sounds like it's not a lot. But in some parts, it could be years worth of rain in just a couple of days. So multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms expected in places like Mali, Chad, Libya, Niger, Sudan, and Morocco. And so I have this map here of the Sahara Desert is what you see in yellow. And so it is normally an area of permanent high pressure. And what that means is that it prevents clouds from forming and so moisture building up. And that is what keeps the desert dry. And it sits right above this red line that you can see there. It's called the Intertropical Convergence Zone. And this area is actually very humid across this red line, very prone to heavy rain. And so usually areas characterized by very lush vegetation. And so what's happening now with this unusual weather pattern is that that zone, that red line, is actually moving north. As that moves north, it's actually bringing rain to areas where usually you don't see rain at all. So we know that that convergence zone is actually moving 152 miles further north into the Sahara, and air over North Africa is now holding 3 to 4 times more moisture than usual, causing rainfall.
And might this cause problems, Valerie, far beyond the Sahara itself?
Well, I mean, if you think rain over parched land, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Well, actually, it could bring pockets of flooding to places like Chad, Libya, Niger, and Algeria. And that is because sand dunes are not able to hold excess runoff. When the ground is really dry, it's almost like a hard surface, and so it can't absorb water, and that can lead to flash floods. And that's what you were seeing now is actually footage from Sudan. Several villages have been swept by floods in the last couple of days. 31 people have died, and you can see how the ground can't really hold that water, and it's pretty much what you get, for example, when you see climate-induced droughts and really the atmosphere building up, holding a lot of moisture, followed by heavy rain, you end up getting flash floods. And so it's pretty much kind of the same phenomenon with desert rain. The ground can't hold that water.
And just finally, is climate change to blame here?
Good evening and welcome. When this week began, hardly anyone was talking about a storm named Helene. Tonight, it's all anyone is talking about along the Florida coast and across the deep south. As we come on the air right now, Category 4 Hurricane Helene powering its way ashore on Florida's iconic Big Bend region. Forecasters have warned it could gain even more strength before official landfall just a few hours from now. The hugely powerful storm captured in these images, taken from a Hurricane Hunter plane, producing sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. The sprawling mass of Helene, a jaw-dropping 500 miles in diameter. Already tonight, some dramatic images of the storm surge, water rushing beneath Florida's Matlacha Bridge, a storm surge of up to 20 feet forecasted. Virtually the entire west coast of Florida under hurricane and storm surge alerts. Georgia and South Carolina also in the line of fire.
As the floodwaters recede and debris cleared, more tragedy is revealed.
What comes out first are air bubbles from the body, and those float to the surface, and when they break the surface tension, the dog can smell that.
They're searching for human remains after Hurricane Helene.
Out of the 25 years I've been doing this, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
No power or cell service makes it difficult to coordinate and to know how many people are missing. The youngest of the dead so far, 2 one-month-old twins and their mother in Georgia.
This is the living room. You can see all of it's destroyed.
Floodwaters washed away Alvin Stiles' house and robbed him of his wife. Again.
I had her urn and her stuff, all her jewelry and stuff in my house, and I've lost all of that.
An expert says Helene could be one of the most expensive disasters in U.S. history.
These kind of recovery processes are truly long-term. They can take a decade or more.
Small towns hidden away along mountain roads present logistical challenges, Gerber tells Global News, but, he adds, they also have their own strengths.
Smaller, more socially connected communities sometimes perform better than larger communities.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you, brother. Love you.
You're welcome, man.
A stranger offered Stiles a trailer and generator.
Give us a few more minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Washington saying it's given out more than $45 million as of Friday. The Homeland Security Secretary said Wednesday the U.S. has enough money allocated for Helene recovery, but not for the rest of hurricane season.
That fund is essentially depleted at present.
Congress doesn't sit to vote on more support until after the election, and the National Hurricane Center has warned of another storm that could become a deadly hurricane and threaten Florida in coming days. Nathaniel Dove, Global News, Toronto.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Repent,